It was a sweltering afternoon in late July, the kind where the heat waves dance off the asphalt and make everything feel a little more tense than it needs to be. In the quiet suburb of Ht Green, just outside the bustling city, life usually ticked along like clockwork. Neighbors waved from their manicured lawns, kids rode bikes down the shaded streets, and the local park was a haven for joggers and dog walkers. But on that particular day, something snapped in the air, and it all centered around a woman named Karen Wilkins. Karen was one of those people who seemed to thrive on control. At 52, she had lived in Ht Green her entire life, raising two kids who had long since moved out, and now she spent her days as the self-appointed guardian of the neighborhood. She was the head of the homeowners association, the one who sent out those passive-aggressive emails about overgrown hedges or cars parked a tad too close to the curb. Folks whispered about her behind her back, calling her the Karen in hushed tones, but to her face, they smiled politely, not wanting to stir the pot. She had a way of making small issues feel like world-ending crises, and her sharp tongue could cut through any conversation like a knife. On the other side of this brewing storm was Jamal Thompson, a 28-year-old graphic designer who had just moved into the neighborhood 6 months ago. Jamal was easygoing, the type who blasted hip-hop from his car speakers on low volume and always offered to help elderly neighbors with their groceries. He worked from home most days, freelancing for ad agencies, and in his free time, he volunteered at the community center, teaching kids how to code. Jamal had grown up in the city, where diversity was the norm, but Ht Green felt a bit more uniform. Still, he liked the peace, or at least he did until that fateful afternoon. The park was Jamal's go-to spot for clearing his head. It had a wide-open field, a playground for the kids, and a cluster of picnic tables under ancient oak trees. That day, Jamal decided to host a small barbecue for a few friends from the city. Nothing big, just some burgers on a portable grill, music playing softly from a Bluetooth speaker, and laughter echoing as they tossed a frisbee around. There were about 8 of them, a mix of Black, Latino, and Asian friends, all in their 20s and 30s, dressed casually in shorts and tees. They weren't rowdy. If anything, they were the picture of a relaxed summer gathering. Karen, however, saw it differently. From her house across the street, she peered out her kitchen window, her lips pursed in disapproval. The music wasn't loud, but it had a beat she didn't recognize, probably some rap nonsense, she thought. And the group? They didn't look like they belonged in her park. She had been on edge lately. Her husband had left her 2 years ago for a younger woman. Her kids barely called, and the HOA meetings were getting contentious, with new residents pushing for changes like community gardens instead of strict lawn rules. Karen felt her grip on the neighborhood slipping, and this barbecue felt like a direct challenge to the order she cherished. She grabbed her phone and dialed the non-emergency police line first, complaining about suspicious activity and loud noise. But the dispatcher told her it didn't sound urgent and suggested she talk to them directly. That only fueled her fire. Karen wasn't one to back down. She rummaged through her hall closet, pulling out an old badge she'd bought online years ago for a Halloween costume. It looked official enough, shiny with an eagle emblem and the word security etched in bold letters. She pinned it to her blouse, slipped on a pair of sunglasses, and marched across the street like she owned the place. As she approached the group, her heart pounded with a mix of adrenaline and righteousness. Jamal was flipping burgers when he noticed her striding toward them, her face set in a scowl. "Hey, folks," she barked, her voice carrying that authoritative clip she'd practiced in front of the mirror during HOA disputes. "I'm Officer Wilkins with Neighborhood Security. You all need to pack this up right now. This is a family park, and your little party's disturbing the peace." Jamal turned, spatula in hand, his eyebrows shooting up in surprise. The music dipped as his friends paused their game, exchanging confused glances. "Officer? Wait, what? We're just having a barbecue." The grill's a loud Herethier's signs saying so. He gestured toward the park rules posted on a nearby board. Karen stepped closer, her hand resting on her hip as if she had a holster there. She flashed the badge quickly, hoping they wouldn't inspect it too closely. "I don't care what the signs say. I've had complaints. Loud music, unauthorized gathering, looks like you're loitering to me. IDs, all of you. Now." Her tone was sharp, demanding, laced with that entitlement that came from years of getting her way. "Hold up. Neighborhood security? That's not a thing. Are you actual police?" The group murmured in agreement, tension building like a storm cloud. Karen's face flushed red. She wasn't used to being questioned. You questioning my authority? I could have you all arrested for trespassing. This park is for residents only, and I don't recognize any of you. It was Elijah Jamal lived right there, but in her mind, they didn't fit the mold. Jamal felt a knot in his stomach. He'd dealt with racial profiling before, growing up in the city, but this was his new home, supposed to be safe. He pulled out his phone subtly, starting to record video without making it obvious. Ma'am, I'm Jamal Thompson. I live at 142 Oak Street, right over there. We're not doing anything wrong. If you're really an officer, show me your real badge and call for backup if you need to. The standoff escalated. Karen raised her voice, pointing a finger at Jamal. Don't you dare record me without permission. That's illegal. Hand over that phone or I'll confiscate it. She lunged forward slightly, as if to grab it, but Jamal stepped back, his heart racing. His friends formed a loose circle around him, one of them whispering, "This lady's crazy. Call the real cops." In that moment, Karen doubled down. I'm placing you under citizen's arrest for resisting an officer. She grabbed at Jamal's arm, her nails digging in just enough to leave marks. The group gasped, and chaos erupted. Maria yelled, "Get off him," while another friend, Tony, pulled out his own phone to record. Jamal wrenched free, stumbling back, his burger spatula clattering to the ground. The victim's reaction Jamal was a whirlwind of emotions. At first, confusion hit him like a slap. Who was this woman, and why was she acting like this? Then fear crept in, the kind that black men in America know all too well when authority, real or fake, comes knocking. But anger bubbled up too, fueling his defiance. He wasn't going to let her bully them. "Lady, you're not a cop. This is assault," he shouted, his voice steady despite the shake in his hands. Bystanders started to notice. An elderly couple walking their dog paused, whispering. A mom with her kids on the playground hurried them away but lingered just out of sight, peeking back. One jogger, a young woman named Sarah who lived nearby, stopped her run and pulled out her phone, sensing something was off. She began recording from a distance, capturing Karen's ranting and the group's protests. Karen, realizing she was losing control, backed off, but not before spitting out, "You'll regret this. I'll have the real police here in minutes, and you'll all be in cuffs." She stormed off, her fake badge glinting in the sun, leaving the group stunned. Jamal's friends rallied around him. "Dude, that was insane. You okay?" Tony asked, clapping him on the back. Jamal nodded, but his mind was racing. He stopped the recording, replaying it quickly clear audio of her claiming to be an officer, flashing the badge, and grabbing him. Maria, the lawyer, took charge. "We need to document everything. Get statements from anyone who saw this. That woman's unhinged." That's how the evidence collection began, right there in the park, turning a casual barbecue into a mission for justice. Jamal's video was gold. It showed Karen's approach, her demands, the fake badge up close when she flashed it again in anger, and the physical altercation. Tony had his own footage from a different angle, capturing her face clearly and her threats. Sarah the jogger approached hesitantly. "I saw the whole thing. She lives across the street, Karen Wilkins. She's always causing trouble. I recorded some too." She shared her video via airdrop, which included Karen's initial march over and her yelling about unauthorized gathering. The elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Ellis, came over after Karen left. "We've known her for years," Mr. Ellis said. "She's not a cop." "That's ridiculous. We'll write down what we saw if you need it." Jamal jotted their contact info, and they provided a handwritten statement on a napkin. Witnessed woman claiming to be officer, demanding IDs, grabbing young man's arm. No uniform, no real authority. Word spread fast. By the time the group packed up appetites ruined, they had 3 videos, 2 witness statements, and photos of the red marks on Jamal's arm. Maria suggested they head to the police station immediately. Impersonating an officer is a crime. Assault too. Let's file a report. At the station, the real officers watched the videos, their expressions shifting from skepticism to concern. "This is serious," one said. "We'll investigate. In the meantime, don't engage with her." They took copies of everything, turning the community's casual proof into official evidence. Back home, Jamal couldn't shake it. Why had she gone so far? As the sun set, he speculated with his friends over pizza, the barbecue long forgotten. Karen had always been nosy, but this? Impersonating a cop? It felt personal. Maybe it was the music, the laughter, things that reminded her of a world changing around her, one she couldn't control. Or perhaps a vendetta. Jamal had spoken up at the last HOA meeting about allowing food trucks in the neighborhood, challenging her rules. Was this payback? The next days brought more layers. Neighbors started talking. Some defended Karen, she's just protective, while others shared stories of her past outbursts, yelling at kids for skateboarding, calling animal control on a loose cat. The evidence grew as more people came forward. A delivery driver who'd been harassed by her weeks ago sent Jamal a dashcam video of her demanding he show papers for parking on the street. The story leaked online when Jamal posted an anonymized version on a local Facebook group, seeking advice. It went viral in HT Green circles, sparking debates. Was Karen racist? Entitled? Mentally unstable? Comments flew. Typical Karen behavior versus give her a break. She's lonely. Tension built as police knocked on Karen's door. She denied everything at first, but when shown the videos, she crumbled, claiming it was a misunderstanding. Arrested for impersonation and assault, the neighborhood divided. Supporters baked her casseroles, detractors celebrated. Jamal faced backlash to anonymous notes calling him troublemaker, but the evidence held strong, leading to her court date. The trial was a circus. Witnesses testified, videos played, speculations about her motives flew. Was it a challenge to her authority, crumbling after her divorce? A vendetta against outsiders like Jamal? High drama peaked when Karen took the stand, tearfully admitting, "I just wanted order." The jury deliberated tensely, verdict hanging like a guillotine. In the end, she got probation, community service cleaning the park she protected. HT Green changed, HOA reformed, inclusivity pushed. But scars remained. Now, what do you think? Was Karen's action justified in any way, or pure entitlement? Should Jamal have just complied to avoid escalation? Comment below with your hot takes, like if this story got your blood boiling, and subscribe for more real-life dramas that make you question everything.